Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here with our first Start Playing with Dreamslayer Studios. I think probably it would be best if maybe we just introduce ourselves as the players, and if you would like to introduce just your character name and maybe just a little inkling of who they are without going into too much background detail, because I would really like that to come out more within the role play itself. But just tell us a little bit about who your character is.
I'm Jay. I'm going to be playing VedX. He's a stout lad, um, wearing basic military fatigues and a ball cap, and carrying an M919.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all you get for now.
All right.
Until I make up more.
Lizard, do you want to go?
Sure. I'm Lizard. I've been a gamer since like 1978. I've got a whole bunch of D20 and other public credits published, and haven't played in a while. I've never played Phaserip, but I've been following it since it first came out. Ironically, I played a lot of DC Heroes, the other one that came out about the same time, using the weird Mayfair system. The human tank, in his normal form, looks like a typical blue-collar worker, dirty blonde hair, reasonable built, very much factory boy from the city. In his transformed form, he is, well, a human tank. He's about 7 feet tall, of extremely rough armor plates. Actually moves a little bit slowly, but can, in fact, throw a panzer. And he normally wears standard army gear. I'm hoping that maybe, we don't have unstable molecules yet, but maybe he's got some kind of stretchy, straps invented by, Tony Stark's granddad that can, keep him from having to be naked every time he transforms. And that's the background.
Awesome. Johnny.
Okay, well, I'm Johnny. I have played Phaserip, but haven't played it since the 90s. But big fan. It's one of my favorite systems. I'm playing Mr. Arcane, who is a Marvel sorcerer. He will often, talk about his shop. He has a bookshop that apparently he talks about from time to time. He doesn't especially strike you as a man of action, but here he is. He's been asked to help, and he's here. So he's a bit over average height. He has red hair, dark red hair, with a mustache and a goatee, and he's your bookish guy.
All right. Well, welcome to the team, everyone. And I think I did send a little bit of this to one of you guys. I can't remember exactly who I sent some of the background information to, because you were kind of asking a little bit about it. It might have been you, Johnny.
No, we talked about mystical stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So if any of this is a little repetitive, I apologize, but I think it'll probably be good to hear a little bit of this before we get into the main campaign itself. So with that, we shall begin our campaign of In the Shadow of Evil. It is the winter of 1943, and the world is in the grip of war. 3/4 of the European continent is in ruins, crushed beneath the heel of a German jackboot. Neither the sands of Africa nor the steppes of Russia are safe from the Nazi scourge. On the other side of the world, the waters of the Pacific run red with blood. While the valiant Allies struggle against seemingly overwhelming odds, the dictators in Berlin, Rome, and Tokyo gleefully divide the world amongst themselves for conquest. As the sun sets over Europe, freedom is soon to become little more than a fond memory. A cold day in 1909. A young man dropped by the Vienna office of the Austrian occultist Jörg Lanz. Pale and shabby in appearance, the man politely introduced himself and asked whether he might order some back issues of Lanz's self-published periodical Ostara. Lanz's Ostara was dedicated to propagating an esoteric doctrine known as Ariosophy, which prophesied the resurgence of a lost Aryan civilization peopled by a Nordic god-men, touched by his visitors' sympathetic appearance and earnest demeanor. Lanz offered the young man some copies of Ostara, free of charge, and 2 crowns for the streetcar home. The visitor, according to Lanz's 1951 memoir, was Adolf Hitler. This minor encounter of a man seeking knowledge was the first steps towards the terrifying nightmare of World War II and Hitler's burgeoning obsession with the occult and arcane knowledge. Now, Hitler was not atypical. Millions of Germans and Austrians coming of age during the first decades of the 20th century shared a broader supernatural imaginary replete with occult and border scientific doctrines. Nordic mythology and Germanic folklore and pagan New Age and Volkish religions, a dizzying array of occult associations, esoteric institutes, and new religious sects sprung up to satisfy Germans' demand for a science of the soul. Those who could not afford to take classes or subscribe to esoteric journals flocked to the thousands of tarot readers, clairvoyants, and astrologers who lined the streets of Berlin, Munich, and Vienna. Hitler surrounded himself with men of like minds: Wolfgang von Strucker, Johann Schmidt, and Helmut Zemo. All shared Hitler's fascination with the occult. With these men beneath him, Hitler built research facilities and organized battalions to assist in the search of religious and occult items of power: the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, the Spear of Destiny. All of these and more were targets for Hitler's secret sect, an organization that would eventually become Hydra. Hitler's inner circle consisted of men who practiced astrology, plotted to resurrect pagan gods, and often considered themselves magicians. Hitler himself, in contemplating how to best manipulate the masses, apparently read a parapsychological tome simply called Magic, in which he underlined sentences such as, "Satan is the fertilizing, destroying, constructing warrior," and "He who does not carry demonic seeds within him will never give birth to a new world." So, you have recently received a telegram from a gentleman, an officer, by the name of Sam Sawyer. Now, in the military circles, he has a nickname, Happy Sam Sawyer. He is a commanding officer in the United States Army and commands battalions such as the Howland Commandos, the Deadly Dozen, and the Maulers, some of the most feared U.S. battalions of the war. Now, 2 of you are members of the services, 1 of you is not. So there may be a slight deviation here, Johnny, what you're going to hear, but the sentiment is basically the same. Dear, insert your name here. Stop. Your presence is requested Tuesday, November 19 at 1700 hours at the Nephrites Cafe in Cairo, Egypt. Stop. There's a matter of great importance that requires your particular set of skills in our continuing battle against the Axis forces. Stop. I know this might be an inconvenient interruption to your current mission, but believe me when I say circumstances are indeed dire. Stop. I have made arrangements with your superiors and arranged immediate access to travel to the above location at your earliest convenience. Stop. Room and board will be provided upon your arrival until the time of the meeting. Stop. I look forward to meeting with you personally. Stop. Truly yours, General Samuel Sawyer. Stop. So, tell me what your characters have been doing up until this point, and how you have ended up here. Wherever here might be.
Well,
Go ahead. Sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
Imagine Veteran X has probably just finished up some sort of top secret mission of some kind and is awaiting his next orders.
I think the human tank has probably been stationed in Old Blighty, waiting for orders to actually invade Europe, learning about his powers, practicing with them, possibly training with other metahumans, and spending a lot of time being debriefed by Army Intelligence, OSI, and other organizations like that. OSI was the $6 million man. For anything he can possibly remember about his time being experimented on by the Nazis. And it's like, mostly I remember a lot of pain, and then escaping, and then running through very, very dark woods until I can find some people talking English. But I'll do what I can to provide them with useful information. And so, currently awaiting orders. He wants to go punch some Nazis, but he's waiting for the general to tell him who to punch.
Well, for Hank's part, he probably has not had one of these special requests for some time, and I think it was probably, I don't know, probably in his circles it was known that there was some misbehaving on their part, on the Nazi front, on the Axis part, looking for some forbidden knowledge. And that's what I think. And so this was a bit of a surprise, but not completely out of the blue for him. So he packs his bag, and after he gets his telegram, and tries to make his arrangements. He doesn't get, I guess, the military benefits, but I mean, I have some resources saved up, so there's stuff I can do in Cairo anyway. Surely there's something there that I can add to my collection. So, and hey, if Uncle Sam needs me, I mean, it's the least I could do. I mean, I'm not an active service guy, so I'll answer that call. Sure.
All right.
So
you gentlemen now have received your orders and received your invitation there, Mr. Arcane, to make your way over to Cairo. Now, your transport would probably arrive, I would say, Hank, you probably would be the first to arrive in Cairo, because you're coming from the States, and you probably are going to have to spend the night, most likely at the hotel, one night before anyhow, until the rest of the military guys are shipped in. So you've probably arrived late in the afternoon and have a little bit of time to kind of take in the city in the evening before turning in.
Okay.
So is there anything that you particularly would like to do?
Well, it would be most efficient for me to cast a spell. And I have astral projection that'll let me move about the city, kind of hopefully unseen, and would give me a chance to move very quickly. So he'll get set up in his hotel, in his room. He'll lock the door and kind of put a table in front of it or whatever, and then he'll cast a spell.
Okay. Now this would normally be something that I would say, okay, no problem. You can do that. But there's a caveat to that because you said hopefully unseen.
Right. Well, I know what's in Cairo, but he doesn't know what's in Cairo, or maybe what's in Cairo.
If he is being careful, then I am going to have him roll on the astral projection. So you've got astral projection of remarkable. So if you just click on the remarkable macro at the bottom, that will roll for you, and you got a green. Now,
where does it come up? I didn't see it.
That is in the
chat log.
Yeah, chat log.
Yeah, there it is. I see.
Now, if you right-click on those little cartoon bubbles up there, you can actually open that up in a separate screen within the window, and you can kind of keep that up if that's handy for you.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So a green is a success. Now, I will say, if you guys look at your character sheets, you might have noticed that you have a little bit more karma than what your starting karma perhaps should be. I started everybody at 150. My players have learned to utilize karma like it's going out of style. Now, 150 is not a lot to start with, and so you might want to conserve at the very beginning. But you can use karma points to basically bump you up to the next possible level by spending the appropriate amount of points. And you can look at the universal table in the journals over there, and that will show you, like if you say are rolling on the remarkable column, and let's say that Johnny just got a 20. And that's a white, and he wants to spend karma to get it up to a green. Green on the remarkable column is 36, so he would need to spend 16 karma points to get him up to the next level. You cannot get up to the next level after that. So if you roll a white, the best you can get is a green. If you roll a green, the best you can get is a yellow. So just keep that in mind, and be ready to start throwing karma around quite a bit the deeper we get into this. But right now, we're fine. This is an easy roll. Even if you would have failed it, I still would have let you go about, but perhaps you might have been detected.
Observed.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to float about for a bit. Is there anything particular that you're on the lookout for, or just kind of going about and taking in the sights just a little bit more expediently than on foot?
More than anything else, I just want to be able to move about the city very quickly. I mean, this, so this military, I'm sorry, did you say general? Was he a general?
Yes.
So this general, who I don't know, has called us here for some reason. So I kind of want to see if there's a bunch of forces gathering. And I guess the other thing I wanted to see is if I can see, and I don't know if this would be just an ability feat, to see if I notice anything that's particularly powerful or noticeable from the astral plane. Mm-hmm. That just kind of stands out, right? So that, that's the other thing I'm trying to look for. I don't have any sort of scrying or detection mm-hmm. powers particularly, but I understand that on the astral plane some of those things stand out. So I don't know.
Now, one of the things with being a magician, you may potentially have access to some other powers that are not actually on your character sheet. And I looked and I saw that the vast majority of the things that you have there are on the remarkable column for the most part. Right. It is possible that you might be able to access other powers within the Ultimate Powers book with your magical knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those are going to be more like personal or universal spells. Dimensional are probably going to be out of your range at this point to just basically come up with something. But if you see a power that you think that you want to attempt, you may certainly attempt that.
Okay.
And that would be on the remarkable column.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to put on your character sheet just general magic and remarkable, that would be fine. And then that will just remind you, hey, I've got other things maybe I might be able to do.
So some like general like cantripy type stuff, like some basic abilities, right?
Well,
Okay.
and
I'll take them.
Even ones that may be more offensive, as well. It may be a little bit more difficult to do that. But yeah, so you tell me what you want to do, and we'll see whether or not he can actually do it. Now, you did say you want to see if there's anything that sticks out. What I'm going to have you do is roll a psyche feat. So that's under P on your sheet.
For me, that's amazing. So let me move this guy out of the way.
Oh, that is a damn good roll at 96.
Nice.
Egypt is a land that is known for skirting with magic and is a magical place. So you do feel the energies from the different nodes around this area that are kind of fueling your abilities, even maybe a little bit more than back home. I will say that you, with that roll, certainly feel a dark presence that is overshadowing Cairo. Exactly what that is, it's hard to say right now, but there is a dark feeling here. Now, obviously, as you're going about in your astral form, you're flying around Cairo, you do see small outposts and small battalions of Nazi soldiers peppered throughout the land. You see some Nazi soldiers that are walking amongst the marketplaces and taverns and so forth. So this does seem to be a place where some of the soldiers find some R&R in their downtime. But it doesn't seem like there's a heavy activity here as far as like military presence that is attempting to conduct a coup or anything like that.
Okay, so no actual fighting that that stands out. No tanks rolling through the streets and shit like that. Nothing like that, right?
And there are little fights here and there that do break out, and a lot of times the Germans are actually involved in that. But you do see, the presence potentially of like street gangs and stuff like that as well. So, but nothing that really draws too much attention that would necessarily be connected with that telegram that you got.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to, burn anybody's time. I just wanted to do a little, looking around in the way that I would be able to. So,
right. So you end up at the hotel later on that night, and it is called the Tescartus Inn, and it's a little kind of mom and pop hotel that has maybe about 10 rooms in total. And then the other two gentlemen, you guys will be arriving the following morning, and transport will be meeting you at the Cairo airport, and you'll be brought into town on two separate transport trucks, well, maybe a Jeep. That brings you to the same hotel. From the look of it on the outside, it kind of blends in with the rest of the desert. Now, you're in the city, but there's still sand and everything kind of blowing through the streets as you guys arrive. And the building itself looks as though it was made from the dirt and sand of the desert itself. It's exactly the same color of just kind of a very light reddish brown sand. Inside, it's very quaint. There is a small bar just inside the lobby. And you all are shown to your rooms. Johnny, you were shown to your room, obviously, the night before. And they're small, but all your necessities are there. And the beds are maybe not the most comfortable. They're a little thin, kind of straw mattress, basically. But it's at least someplace where you can catch some rest. So for my two soldiers, what do you guys do once you get your room set up?
Since I was in the the North African campaign, and Cairo is in North Africa, I'm going to try to see if anyone from any of the my unit is still alive and possibly doing some R&R in the city. So I'll probably be going to wherever, seedy dives soldiers are allowed to go to when they're off base.
Sure.
And asking around, and, we haven't seen Joey, how about Billy? How about, that one guy? That sort of thing. Basically doing a little bit of carousing and maybe trying to meet up with old friends.
All right. Yeah, so around noontime is probably going to be about the best time to do that, since the meeting is at 5 p.m. tonight. And you're
not too much wild carousing and drinking in the afternoon in Egypt, but I'll do what I can.
Yeah. And you find kind of one of the old haunts, a corner bar there, and spot one of the guys that you had served with here in Cairo for the short period of time that you were here. And his name's Mark. And he hails from Kentucky, and he spots you, and he's like, and I'm sorry, what was his actual name?
My character's actual name? I got too many damn windows open. Jake McDougal.
Jake. All right.
Probably a private. If he got a promotion due to being an escaped POW and also being able to beat up a tank, that's fine, but he probably is still a private or a corporal at best.
All right. Well, you spot Mac at the bar, and he's basically just having some lunch there. And when you come in, he sees you, and he's like, "Mac, is that you?"
He's Mac. I'm Jake.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought your last name was McDougal.
It is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just called you Mac. He's Mark.
Okay. I'm losing track here. Okay. I go, hey, yeah. Would you believe it? I finally made it back here. Got out okay. How are you doing? You got anything good to eat in this place? I mean, they don't got no hot dogs here, do they?
No hot dogs around here, man.
They got these weird meatballs, except they ain't meatballs. They're like wheat balls or something.
Yeah, that's about right. It's like eating grass.
Ugh. How they managed to build the pyramids eating this stuff, I don't know.
Well, what brings you around these parts?
The same thing that brings any of us around any part. Some guy with a bunch of tin on his chest sends a letter saying, show up. So I show up. I got a meeting with something, I don't know what, and if I did, I couldn't tell you. Loose ships, ship sinks, loose lips, ships, that whole thing. That one, and stay away from foreign games. Those were the two things they drilled into me.
Yeah, definitely stay away from the Egyptian dames around here. They're good looking, but they'll just as easy stick a knife in your back.
They got a brother with one of them, Alibaba scimitars.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them toting a bunch of those around. They don't do much about hiding them out here.
Yeah. So, how are you doing? We got the Nazis out of Africa, at least. Going to be getting them out of Europe soon, I hope.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's drink to that.
They're kicking Hitler's hiney.
All right. Is there any specific information that you want to try to glean from old Mark here?
Not really, but more generic. Hey, did so and so ever make it back alive? What happened to what's his name and the girl he was seeing? Just sort of, catching up, passing along any bad news. Oh, if you see Billy, I got some bad news about Big Tom. That was kind of close. Big Tom, he didn't make it. I don't know if that got back here. So I hate to be the bearer, but someone's got to remember his name, right? So to Tom.
To Tom.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys shoot the shit for a little bit and catch up and probably just get a little bit too drunk for the afternoon.
As an ex-girlfriend of mine once put it, the sun's over the yardarm somewhere in the world.
That's right. All right, VetX.
Does VetX have any instructions to contact any of his handlers?
No, the only thing that he has been given was that telegram stating to meet, at 5 o'clock at the Neferit's Cafe.
Okay, what time is it?
Oh, we could probably say it's maybe a little bit closer to 2 at this point.
Okay, he's going to gather up his belongings and he's going to head in the general direction of the Meats Cafe. Before he gets there, though, he's going to case the place out. And does he see any unusual activity? Anybody else casing the place?
Make an intuition roll for me. That's I on your sheet.
What do you need? How do I make an intuition roll?
You have incredible next to your intuition. So if you go down to the macros at the bottom, hit incredible. It's number 7.
Gotcha.
There we go. We got a yellow. All right, taking a look around. Really seems pretty clear. There doesn't really seem to be anybody kind of scoping out the place. You do spot a U.S. military vehicle just down the street, just a bit. Nobody's in it, but it's a 2-seater truck that looks like it might, have. Well, it has a kind of a covered back to it back there, but other than that, nothing that really sticks out.
Okay, I'm not sure how much that would even stick out in everything considered. They serve whiskey in these bars?
They do.
Yeah, he's going to go in. He's going to get started a little bit early. He's going to order himself a beer and a whiskey, pull out his cigarettes, and light one up.
Okay. Well, eventually the 5 o'clock hour begins to roll around for you guys. So I assume everybody's kind of making their way towards the Neferiti's Cafe.
Yep, Hank will get there just before 5.
Okay. VetX, since you are already there, you do spot a gentleman that looks to be in about his mid-50s, graying hair, and obviously, an officer within the U.S. Army. Looks very stern. He walks in, spots you, and gives the salute. And he just heads basically straight towards the back. Doesn't ask you to follow, but he just kind of walks past, acknowledges your presence.
Okay. And I want to make some changes to VetX. He's no longer in military fatigues.
Mm-hmm.
He's covert, so to speak. He is the covert version of Captain America. Captain America is the public version that everybody knows about. He is the other super soldier that they don't know about.
He's the other guy.
Captain Extraordinary Rendition.
He's the super soldier with a ball cap.
Exactly.
And a duffel bag.
Now he is still dressed in fatigues, though, correct?
No.
Okay.
That's what I want to undo. He doesn't have any official military affiliation.
Okay, so we'll
That's
take
why I
away.
use the term handlers instead of superiors.
Gotcha. We'll take away the salute then.
Yeah. But yeah, he's obviously an American in Egypt. So.
All right. Well, once you guys all have gathered, Vedex, you see two other individuals kind of pop in. One that looks probably a little bit more out of place than anybody else, and he's kind of a redhead with a very finely trimmed mustache and soul patch. And how is Mr. Arcane dressed?
So I mean, he's dressed in just street clothes, I guess. So just a jacket and just slacks, probably. I mean, he does look out of place because I got the impression it's kind of a seedy kind of place. This bar, this cafe,
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, not quite Indiana Jones looking, right? I mean, but certainly like that style of guy, right? He's wearing a jacket. He does have a hat on, not a ball cap, but not a fedora, but a trilby or whatever, or no, an actual fedora, not a trilby. So he's wearing a hat. I mean, he looks like he's trying to, disguise himself, but he's not doing a very good job. So he walks in. He's got kind of a rucksack with him, a small one that as he walks in, he kind of fishes around in it a little bit, and he looks around looking for I don't know, some sign to, hey, we're over here or whatever. So he's a little out of place.
Well, he does see Vedex staring at him.
There's a guy staring a hole in me over there. So good to know. Well, let's see. So he's American. I guess there's not a lot of Americans here in the bar.
You are currently the only two that you can see.
Okay, well, all right. I'll make my way over to this guy in the corner who stared at me, the only other American, and he holds up the telegram like that's what he was reaching for in the bag, and then he holds up his telegram. He's like, hey, are you Sam, or I'm sorry, Mr. Sawyer, General Sawyer? So I don't know how this works.
The General Sawyer that you're looking for, I think it's the fellow that just headed that direction. My name's Johnny.
Johnny. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Hank. I got a message. I'm supposed to meet some people here.
Would Vedex be one of those people that he's supposed to meet?
He looks at the. He
Would
holds it up
Vedex
and
know?
looks. I don't know. Does it say who I'm supposed to meet?
Nope, just Sam.
Okay. No, mine didn't say who else, but I'm here. I'm here to help.
Well, I wouldn't mind sharing a beer with another American. If you want to have a seat, have a beer with me, I'm sure the General will be walking by pretty soon. If you've got the time.
Yeah, I'm game for that. It's dry here. It's very dry.
Yeah, well, what's your whistle? And he motions for somebody to bring him another beer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you get served, and right as you guys are beginning to tip back your first drink, you spot another American that walks in. Jake, you want to tell us how you come into the building?
Possibly a little tipsy. He's a pretty, he can hold his liquor. He's got a pretty good thing, metabolism. But he's spending a lot of time just talking with some of the old guys and catching up. But he's generally okay. Uniform, very standard issue looking GI uniform. He's a little out of place here because this obviously isn't a soldier dive. So he comes in and you see him take a telegram out of his shirt pocket, read it carefully, and then look up at the name of the bar and kind of like doing this sort of back and forth. Yep, this is the right place. He's looking around. He's probably looking for a guy who looks like a general.
All right.
And I don't think either of the other two Americans look like they're soldiers.
No.
So I'm gonna just sit. I'm gonna sit near them because, hey, we're all Americans here. Just sort of wave, hi, sit down, make a show of looking at the menu. I probably should get some solid food in me at this point.
The bartender comes over and asks you, for your order. Gets you a drink. Comes back and he says,
I'm going for water now. I do not want to be, a little drunk when I'm meeting a general, because that's a good way to get on KP for the rest of your life.
He says to the three of you, you are the Americans, yes.
Is that obvious?
Vedex just looks at the other two like, is this guy for real?
It is easy to spot you in a crowd. I have
It's
been
the uniform, isn't it? It's a dead giveaway.
I have been informed to escort you to our back room if you would like to come. Just follow me. And he walks you back to the back of the bar.
Just in case, he's a spy trying to lure us into trouble, I am ready to transform. I'm not going to, but I'm prepared for trouble.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Vedex mumbles something tells me we're going to run into a salt and pepper fellow wearing an eye patch.
Oh.
He knows Fury, so he suspects him.
Oh.
There is a photo that should have just popped up in front of you there.
Yep. Cool.
And you see a soldier general seated behind a table. They're in this little back room here at the bar. He's extremely sour looking, no nonsense, and all business from the moment you guys step into the room. And he says,
salute, of course.
Yeah.
I may or may not have had the glass of water in my hand when I saluted. But I salute.
At ease, soldiers. Have a seat.
Thank you, Captain General.
Yeah, I was going to say anything about his collar brass.
Well, good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to meet with me tonight. Y'all have come from far and wide, and your presence here is greatly appreciated. Most of you well know the Nazi Party has been dabbling in the occult since the Great War, and Hitler has ramped up their studies in recent months since the new war broke out. It's come to our attention that he is honing in on several mystical items that he believes will give him an edge over the Allied forces and put the Nazis in a better position to secure victory after victory in the coming months. We believe that the Nazis have already obtained several items of power already, including the Coptic staff, an ancient Egyptian talisman, and the Spear of Destiny, the spear that pierced the side of Jesus Christ as he lay dying on the cross. There's a man here in Cairo that we believe is in cahoots with some of the high-ranking members of Hitler's inner circle. He's the king of Cairo's underbelly, the crime lord known as Amahl Farouk.
Can you spell that, please?
Yeah, Amahl Farouk.
Okay, thank you.
Now, with a little asking around, I'm sure you can get a sit-down with Farouk. The U.S. government has sanctioned me with some funds to assist you all in your travels, and if some of your expenses happen to include bribes, well, just don't let me know about it. We need you to get info from this Farouk on how many items the Nazis are currently after and what their locations may be if he knows. Once you have intel, report back to me here, and we can decide on what our next move will be. I think perhaps a little sniffing around the thieves' quarter and greasing the right palms should get you audience with Farouk.
Well, I did detect a very dark presence hanging over the city last night when I came in. I don't really know if that applies here, but what artifacts is he looking for? I mean, if he already has the spear, if they already have the spear, that's that's a big deal.
Well, that's what I've been told, but if you ask me, a lot of this is a bunch of hooey. I don't necessarily believe in all of this, but the higher-ups that are up the ladder, up the chain, have told me that it's of great importance that we beat Hitler to whatever it is that he's trying to get, because
I can tell you from my own experience, the Nazi bigwigs, they sure as hell believe in it. I mean, the guy I was stuck with was doing stuff with, test tubes and beakers and crap, but there were guys coming in there with all kinds of, mystic hoo-ha and whatever. They take it real serious.
Well, what's the big deal? It's just an old Roman antique that just happens to probably, be in a Catholic church might want it, but I don't understand what the big deal is about just an old Roman spear that, may or may not have poked Jesus.
Supposedly these things that he's after apparently do have some sort of supernatural power, and that is what we are wanting to try to prevent him getting. If any of these things have the potential of giving him an edge in battle against the United States and the Allies, then we need to make sure he doesn't get it.
Well,
it's kind
sounds
of
silly to me, but
if Hitler wants it, we don't want him to have it. Okay? Even if it just makes him mad, so he pounds his tiny little fists on the desk, that's enough for me.
No, that's enough for me too. You made a good point.
So I suggest the three of you get to know one another. We've got another that has been delayed at this point, but hopefully he'll be joining up with you at some time in the near future. But do what you can to ferret out a meeting with this Farouk, and once you get a chance to speak with him and get me some information, come on back, and then we'll chat and see what our next move is going to be.
Okay, so all we got to do is three Americans got to find a way to get an audience with the top crime boss of Egypt. No problem. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of bribe money and beer money.
Yeah, like I said, the thieves' quarter is probably the best place to start.
We'll start there.
Okay.
So I'll give you guys a moment here after the meeting to kind of solidify your relationships with one another.
I need to take a very quick bio break. I will be back in 2 or 3 minutes.
Sure, no problem.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna use this moment to go grab me a snack.
Okay, yeah, that'll be fun. We'll just take a quick break here. All right, so it looks like we're all back. I'll give you guys just a little bit of time here to kind of, talk amongst yourselves and kind of plot ahead for, and perhaps make some plans if you want, or get to know each other. So we'll give you a little role-playing time here to kind of feel each other out.
Well, fellas, it sounds to me like we're going to be going bar hopping on the seedy side of Egypt.
Hey, that's probably the best assignment I've ever been given in this army.
Mm-hmm. On Uncle Sam's dime too. He's flipping the bill.
Yeah, I mean the problem is I don't speak any Egyptian or pretty much anything except a couple of words of Italian and a couple of things in German that I probably shouldn't say because I don't think they're polite. So I don't suppose any of you guys actually speak the local language?
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe we could hire a guide.
Yeah, and people understand English if you talk it real slow and loud at them too.
And repeat yourself.
Volume.
That's
sure
one way.
I'm sure there's some people out there who'll be happy to help out a bunch of tourists looking for a good time for a little cash.
In fact, maybe we should find that guide in the Thieves District.
Yeah.
Kill two birds with one stone, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we go down there, and we just act, like we're just off on a spree. Someone will probably pick us out of the crowd right away. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of tell him what we're looking for, and make sure he knows there's some money in it for him. We just got to be a little careful around these guys, but I can handle myself in a fight. I don't know about you two. You look like you're pretty decent. If we get in trouble, just stand behind me, okay? Trust me.
You got it, Mr. Tank.
Yeah,
long experience has taught me that one of the best people to ask in any town is the bartender.
That is fair.
And if he doesn't know it, at least you get a drink.
Yeah.
But you guys have been wandering the streets and discussing kind of your rough plan here to maybe perhaps find a corner bar or something like that where you might be able to get some information. And you do find yourselves in the gigantic Cairo marketplace where all types of goods are sold. And the Thieves' Quarter is located dead center within the middle of the marketplace. They sell food, fabrics, drugs, and stolen treasures from ancient crypts. Nearly anything that you want to find can probably be found here from the look of it. There are vendors that line the streets up and down selling their wares. And a small boy of about maybe 9 or 10 has spotted you, and he comes running up and he says, American!
It's the uniform, I'm telling you. Yeah, we're American.
You are visitors here.
Yep, that we are. We're just looking for a good time, right, fellas?
Oh yeah.
And rare books.
Oh, books. You
books.
You like?
He means
like
babes.
books?
I don't know what he means, but he means babes.
But I do not know babes. But books I know.
Get back to me in about 5 or 6 years, kid.
What are you selling, kid?
I'm looking at Dr. Arcane or whatever his name is. Books.
Yes, for my shop. Yes, books. Yes.
I sell you books. I know someone who sell you books.
Books
Isn't that convenient?
I show you. And he holds out his hand. Palm up.
Hey, there you go, Tank. Take the kid's hand.
I think he wants us to give him some money. I peel off some of the, a bill from
Who has the money?
Okay, so as far as resources go, we don't necessarily keep track of like dollars and gold coins and all of that sort of stuff. You've got a rank called resources on your sheet. And with what Sam had told you, they're providing you some extra resources. So with that in mind, he would have handed you, each of you, an envelope full of bills.
Yeah.
And so whatever your resources are on your sheet, they are now at a +1 column shift. So if they're typical, they are now good. So all you need to do anytime you want to use your resources, you just say I want to use my resources, and you roll, and whatever the result happens to be will, perhaps give you something meh or something pretty nice. So this would be one of those occasions, and if one of you wants to bribe,
I seem to be the one
boy.
interacting with him directly, so I will pay the bribe.
all right. So just roll on. I think for you it would be the good column now,
Yep.
and got a green. Okay. He takes the bill and puts it in his pocket, and he says, "Come, you come."
Follow along. Being alert, obviously, I know, we're in a seedy part of town. That, I grew up in a seedy part of town. I know that there were plenty of urchins running around my neighborhood. They saw a guy in a fancy suit, looked rich, walking around like he didn't know what to do. They'd be in a dark alley where he'd meet the kid's 12 brothers. So I'm just assuming it's the same way everywhere, whether it's Pennsylvania or Egypt. Some things are universal.
All right, so he leads you down into the quarter, a little bit deeper, and you spot a store that he is kind of making a beeline towards. It's an actual storefront. He has introduced himself to you at this point. He says his name is Sokari, Sokari. And he says that the bookstore that he is taking you to is called Hamadi Books and Antiquities.
What books and antiquities was the first name?
Hamadi, Hamadi.
Okay.
And you go inside, and it is a quaint little bookstore with tall bookshelves that have lots of different types of books in there, mostly, fiction for the most part, but you do see that there are some older tomes there as well. Plus, on top of all of the shelves that are there are little Egyptian kind of antique type stuff, but nothing that seems to be, to your eye, Mr. Arcane, that seems to be like magical or anything like that. You're not really getting a read on that here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try one of the things that you said a few minutes ago. I'm gonna try and do some magic and use energy detection magic.
Okay.
And to see if I, kind of get a read on anything else. So just roll.
He's doing that.
Dude, are you serious?
Damn. Hey, it's your dice roller, man. It's not me. I didn't do it.
Okay. All right. So,
remarkable. That's got to be a red, right? Surely that's a red.
Oh, that is definitely red. Yeah. So, when I said you weren't really getting a read off of anything, perhaps there is one little thing that is inside this bookstore that, just as you go in, you kind of make a little hand gesture, and all of a sudden, just out of your peripheral, a little light comes on in one of those bookshelves, and you spot one particular book off to the side that really draws your attention.
Well, I won't make a beeline for it because, I'm reasonably wise. Yeah, I'll look at something else. I'll look at something else, and I'll be, oh, what's this over here? And I'll wander over to, to that shelf and take a look.
Sure. This is a book by the title of Ra Kepfer Ka.
Okay. Well, I'll pick it up and that kind of reasonably curious. Oh, well, how much for this one? It looks like it hasn't moved in a while. I'll walk over to the shop.
gentleman behind the counter is older, probably in his upper 60s, and has a rather long salt and pepper beard that kind of comes down to his sternum, and has a full head of hair that he has pulled back in a ponytail. I'm Hamadi. You are interested in this book?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting, and I could use it for my own shop. I have a shop back stateside. I'm sure you can tell. And yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, you have excellent taste. This book is very rare and very expensive.
Oh, come on! It's been sitting there. Does it have I'll blow a layer of dust off of it? Surely it's coated.
The more dust on the book, the more expensive it is.
Oh, well, good news. There's less dust on it now. So okay. So
you must make a fortune running a bookshop in Egypt.
yeah. Dusty. Okay, well, so what can we do here? What can we make here?
This is a very special book. I would say $50 American.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think he'll even bat. He'll be like, oh, okay, yeah.
He perks up. Oh, thank you very much. That is good. Is there anything else that I can do for you?
Well, I would be interested.
Like, a month's pay.
Yeah. You got any Archie comics?
There is a small box you see over in corner there.
Oh, great.
You flip through there. I don't know what we have, but for the children, there is books over there.
Hey, there's no dust on these comics. It's,
oh, yeah.
Well, a penny each, right? He holds it up. Look, no dust. None at all.
Penny each. Good, yes.
All right, he grabs some Archie comics, folds them up, and shoves them in his pants.
Okay.
Gives the guy his pennies.
1943, they would have been brought here by a time traveler. Those are going to be worth a lot.
Well, we are interested in other, kind of hard to find items, other interesting, unique items. That's why we're here. We're on this, kind of, I don't know if I would say shopping expedition, but certainly in that way. We were hoping you could introduce us to, we understand the guy that we need to see is this guy, Farouk. We understand he's the one who has all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. That is a name that most Americans do not know.
Most Americans don't pay, what was it, $50 for a dusty book?
That is true, yes. I know of a man that perhaps could get word to this Farouk.
If he has more rare items like this, we'd be interested.
If you go to the center of the square, the three of you will stand out in the crowd. Ahmed should find you. Just make yourself known.
We don't want to get killed or robbed. We're businessmen. He looks, over the two soldiers. We're businessmen. We're here for business,
Says the guy that took the first offer from an Egyptian seller.
Going to the center of the square is certainly...
Sounds a good businessman.
It is certainly a risk, but you ask to speak to Farouk, so you must know what the risk would be.
Well, let's go.
It's good doing business with you.
And you. Safe journeys.
Well, as he walks away, he cracks that book open. He wants to see if there's, like, what do I got here?
It is certainly written in an old Egyptian language. And since you don't have, the ability to actually read it, it's going to be certainly hard to decipher. Now, again, with perhaps some magics, you might be able to, work out some sort of translation or something like that. But that'll certainly be time consuming.
Sure. Well, he couldn't help but, thumb through it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So are we making our way to the center of the square?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Oh yeah.
The square
And
is...
we're supposed to be here standing out, so I'm to wave to people and call out, "Hey!" and otherwise make a complete idiot out of myself.
Well, the square is certainly bustling at this time. It's in the mid-evening, probably around 6:30, 7 o'clock at this point, and everyone is out kind of carousing, and a lot of the shops, the street shops, are closing down around about this time, but there's still plenty of people about. This is when the real nightlife actually probably begins. So people are going out and taking in the nightlife at this point. So there's a big crowd moving about. So it's easy to find your way to the center of the square. There's a large obelisk there in the middle. You guys are out there, and as Lizard was saying, waving around and just kind of making a little bit of a spectacle of yourself. And I'm going to have each of you roll an intuition for me, please.
Okay. Boo.
That's what you get for those 99s and 96s.
Yeah, it had to rebound at some point.
There we go. Okay. That doesn't surprise
There's a
me.
white there too. Okay.
Intuition is not his strong suit. I mean, he's okay, he's good, but not great.
So Vedex, you got a green, and you spot a guy that's on the opposite side of the street. This is kind of a cul-de-sac of some, well, maybe not a cul-de-sac, but a roundabout. And off to the west, you see a guy that's kind of dressed in robes and is hooded, that seems to have been keeping a pretty close eye on your interactions with the locals from the moment that you stepped into the square. You passed by him and barely noticed him when you first came into the square itself, but he's been ever present, and he has been kind of side-eyeing you guys from the moment that you arrived.
Okay. Vedex turns around so that that guy can't see his face and says, "Guys, we're being scoped on our 12 o'clock."
We want to be, right? I mean, that's why we're acting like idiots, huh?
12 o'clock. He looks down.
It's directly in front of you.
I kind of look around to see if I can figure out who's scoping me.
Yes.
I'm trying to
I knew
be
that.
natural.
All right. Yeah, and you, after you look around when he says 12 o'clock, you can kind of spot this one guy who's kind of leaning up against a lamppost and dressed in this kind of hooded cloak. And I'm going to pull up a picture here for you so you can actually see him. There we go.
Oh, he looks friendly.
Do we
Okay,
actually
yeah.
see him holding
Nice
the
guy.
scimitar?
No, you don't see the scimitar.
Okay.
Now you have seen plenty of scimitars as you've been walking around, as we've discussed already, but you do not see his.
So it wouldn't be strange to see a scimitar if we did see one, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's coy. I mean, he's really slick about kind of keeping an eye on you guys, and he will stop and he'll talk to somebody as they pass. But VetX for sure. I mean, you know this guy's definitely scoping you.
Okay, let's
You think that's Ahmed?
softly talk to the other guys. I think maybe we should talk to this guy, but maybe we should.
Yeah, I'd say for the moment, let's just kind of be nice. We don't want to put him off. I don't know if he's Ahmed. Maybe he's one of Ahmed's watchers. Gotta make sure that we get to meet the big man himself.
Maybe we should lure him, into a bar where it's quiet. Or maybe we shouldn't. I don't know.
I mean, maybe that's Ahmed, right?
It might be.
We're trying to get his attention.
I'll just go. Okay, the hell with this. I'm just gonna go straight up to him.
Hank,
That's subtle. Sure.
That's-
Yeah.
Why not?
it's very,
Hey
very
there.
tank-like of you.
Hey, we're looking for a good
Sure.
place.
Maybe this is how this works.
I'm looking for a place to get some drinks, and my weird buddy here is looking for a place to get some books. He wouldn't happen to know where that is. And I sort of jingle, coin purse. I don't even have a coin purse. I probably just have a wallet. I just kind of hold up my wallet, kind of hinting, yeah, I can, pay you if you know where to go.
You say your friend is looking for books.
Yeah, the weirdo. Yeah, him. He wants books. Books of
Wait a
all
minute.
things.
Can I get the even weirder?
But I believe he has already found his books.
Oh, you found one. You gotta have more than one, I guess. He's got a store.
He has already been to the best bookstore in the square.
Well then, where's
Not the
next-
only one, I'm sure.
What can I do for you?
I'll let Arcane take over at this point.
I'm glad you asked. Thank you. So as you know, we are businessmen. The three of us, we are three businessmen.
Do not lie to Ahmed.
I mean, I am a businessman. That's true.
But
That is 100%.
these two are not. And-
they're associates of mine. I
And
guess
there is
that-
more to you than meets the eye as well, yes?
Well, I mean, I'm a good businessman.
I'm a warrior
but-
by trade.
But I am seeking not just books, but other rare antiquities, and we have money to spend for those things, and we understand this is the place to get it, and we understand, the guy to see, the man, the gentleman to see here in Cairo is this Mr. Farouk. I mean, that's what we're told. I mean, obviously, we're new here. I'm new here. Maybe they're not. But we understand he can arrange this for us. Or he has connections. So you must be Ahmed.
I am. And for someone that is new here, many that are new here do not know the name Farouk.
Well, some of them aren't as good a businessman as I am.
He read it in a book.
Is that a book?
Why are you really here? If you tell me this perhaps might gain you the ability to speak with Farouk.
Okay. All right. So he looks around conspiratorially. Well,
That X kind of nods his head, like, here, tell him.
I can't imagine that anyone would want. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how that worked there, but I can't imagine that anyone would want, that guy, the guy to win, that little maniac. And so, we're trying to do our part. And so we're trying to, we're trying to do our part for that, or I'm trying to do my part, I guess. Anyway, so we're trying to find some things, and we understand that Farouk knows a lot about this city, and he could probably point us in the right direction. We have resources that we're willing to spend to stand in the way of that little maniac.
So you, a businessman, would like to speak with Farouk, one businessman to another?
Well, I mean, not just me alone, but sure. I mean, yeah.
And the soldiers, they may come.
They're business associates, certainly.
You're clever. You're a clever one. I like you.
I like you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking I'd like a drink, but I'm not saying it out loud.
Wait here.
Just right here in the roundabout?
Wait here.
Feels awkward. Is there a bar we could wait in?
Yes, just across the way there. Tell them Ahmed sent you.
You're a good guy, Ahmed.
Thanks, man.
You don't know me very well yet.
I know you well enough.
All right, so you guys hop over to the bar, maybe grab a drink while you're in there, and probably about 30 minutes or so passes, and Ahmed actually returns, and he says, "Now, I have gained a meeting for you. Behave yourself."
Oh, we're the very picture of gentlemen.
And he takes you out of the bar and walks about 3 blocks to the east. And you come across what appears to be, from the outside, a nightclub. There are spotlights that hit the front of the building, and this seems to be a very high-end type nightclub. There's velvet ropes out in front, and you can see in English underneath the Egyptian writing that touts the name of the building. In English, it is translated to "the last night." Alilat Al-Madiyah. Alilat Al-Madiyah. The last night.
Concerning.
And the Al-Madiyah is a decadent club of Egyptian excess. Inside, as you follow Ahmed, he gets you past the bouncers there at the entrance. The walls inside are lined with purple and gold fabrics and stone tablets with ancient hieroglyphs that were obviously torn from the walls of crypts by greedy tomb raiders looking for a big payday. There are exotic belly dancers entertaining the male patrons of the establishment, and the bar is stocked with the most expensive liquors and wines from across the globe. There's a balcony that overlooks the main bar area, and Ahmed walks up a spiral staircase to lead you up to the balcony. And there's a private room on the balcony that overlooks the club. And seated on a bed of pillows is this gentleman right here.
Oh.
I've seen him before.
He is a
He's
giant.
overweight, so in Marvel, he's a villain. Got it.
He's a giant of a man, wearing a tiny little fez purple cap, dressed all in white, and he probably weighs about 500 pounds. And he sits on a bed of pillows, and to either side of him are two topless belly dancers that are feeding him dates from a pair of bowls. And he takes you in visually, and he says, "What brings you to my establishment?"
Hank looks to either side like...
FedEx puts his hand on Mr. Arcane's back and pushes him forward.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, this is
I'm
this is a
kind of
different...
looking at the belly dancers a little. Yeah, him. He likes books.
This is a different kind of business than I'm used to, but so he kind of fidgets about a bit, and so we come here as businessmen, right? One businessman to another, right? Seeking, well. So first of all, I want to know, maybe what you know about happenings in your city, which I realize is kind of broad, but the finding of rare things, rare and perhaps powerful things in your city. Talk of spears and staves and things of arcane natures.
Things that should be kept out of the wrong hands.
Yeah. And I can't imagine it would be good for business for you, for that little maniac to win. So
You know the one.
that guy,
Mm.
that guy.
You can mention the name of the Führer here.
Well, he looks around. You never know.
Yeah,
I suppose this is your place. I suppose you do know.
you know what they say about speaking the devil's name.
How ironic. But so we are here to stand in his way as best a businessman can.
And whom do you represent?
Uncle Sam.
I look at the two soldiers over either shoulder. I mean,
The great United States of America.
I think that's pretty clear.
And its loyal allies.
And
They do their part.
And friends.
There are certainly many items of power that reside here within Cairo. Is there something specific that you are looking for, or just want to know of my knowledge of what is here?
All right. Well, let me just ask this question real quick. So we have the general thinks that Hitler already has the spear and the staff.
Yep.
Okay. And so we're looking for. Were there other specific items that he talked about?
He wants to know specifically what items Hitler is actually looking for.
Okay.
In addition to what he potentially already has.
What he has, what he's looking for, what he might be able to get his hands on.
Okay. But we don't know of any specific items to seek out, right?
Correct.
We're just
That's
fact
what we're
finding
trying
right
to
now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well,
Okay. So it's a bit of a little bit of several things, my good sir. One, you must know what's happening here in your city. So one, we would be willing to pay for confirmation of some, guesswork, some intelligence work, I suppose, on what the Fuhrer already has, if you know, and what he potentially has already, for all I know, his agents may have asked you about. I mean, you are the one with the power here, so I mean, we would be willing to do business with you over this
If there's
this
anything
information.
he's going after, maybe we could get there before him. Maybe it could end up being profitable for you. We can split the difference.
I see. Well, sadly, gentlemen, I do not know the specifics of the items that the Fuhrer is currently in search of, other than the Ark of the Covenant, which, in my opinion, is a bit of a fool's errand. However,
why is that?
I am sure that it exists. I just do not know that it will bring him the power that he seeks. He certainly is on the lookout for other items, and perhaps this fool's errand. You've seen the Nazi soldiers in my city, yes?
We have.
That is what they are looking for. But I believe that he has his sights set on other things that are more powerful, that he can use himself and divide amongst those that follow him closely in order to gain him an edge in this world war. You have certainly piqued my interest, and I may indeed be of some service to you in the long run. I will tell you this. We are conducting a business transaction here, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
We are.
So I need something from you in return for information that perhaps I might be able to give. There is a legend of a man of great knowledge and power who has taken residence in the sands outside of Cairo. He is a lone hermit. I'm sorry, sands. Yes, the sands outside of Cairo.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Like just in the sand?
He is a lone hermit who is said to practice the black arts. The man viciously protects his abode, an ancient tomb of a fallen pharaoh. Many believe that the pharaohs were gods, but for many years there have been religious sects that have gathered at this particular tomb in worship of the one true God, in Sabah Nur, the Eternal Pharoah.
One true God is just God.
That is your perception.
He's right, There's only one God.
You are free to believe what you believe, but my people here are free to believe as they believe.
He's an American.
Be that as it may, the hermit is rumored to himself possess an item of great power. The Pearl of Ozymandias.
Okay.
I know of this item very well. It is said to have scrying powers that allow the possessor to see through space and time. If you can acquire this stone for me, I would be willing to guide you on your path in search of the items in which you seek.
I see. So you want us to recover this from Sabah Nur?
Yes, and I believe with the power of the stone, I would be able to assist you along your path.
Okay. Well, that doesn't sound too hard. I mean, we go out there, we talk to this hermit, we get this stone from him. No big deal. How far outside of Cairo is it?
It is
Days or?
half day's journey.
Oh,
But my friend here, Ahmed, knows the desert well and can cut some time off of that if you would be willing to let him guide you.
oh, we like Ahmed.
So, is this a business transaction?
I look at the other two. Are we of an accord,
I think that
gentlemen?
sounds good for right now.
Excellent. Welcome to Cairo.
Thank you.
How hard could this be?
Some old
he
guy
chuckles.
living in the sand against three of Uncle Sam's finest. I don't think there's going to be much of a problem
Well,
at all.
Well,
It
choose.
sounds like a piece of cake. I just don't understand why any of it.
Well, two. I'm no soldier.
It's a. Don't understand how any of this can't be settled with a really big bomb. But
I wouldn't. Maybe.
maybe. Whatever.
That sounds like your
Job
area.
The job is the job.
Okay.
You
Well,
know-
are we going now, or are we going? What time is it?
Sarge
Is it
says
late in the
jump.
day?
You
It's
say
about
how-
9 at this point, 9 at night, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
So-
Ahmed says that he will procure some camels for you and meet you on the outskirts of the city to the south.
Oh, camels.
Camels.
I don't. I look over at the other two. I don't ride. And I don't ride the. Can I? Okay, fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I can ride a bike. We don't have like camels or horses or stuff in the city.
And Ahmed says, a camel is just like riding a bike.
I
Cool.
feel like that's not true, but okay.
So I just gotta like kick it somewhere to put it in high gear, huh?
That's right. You
Okay.
give it a
This'll be easy.
little nudge. All right, so that would bring us to the end of kind of this interaction with Farouk, and the end of the first chapter. I'm going to grant you some karma points that you can add to your sheets, and you each will get 45 karma points that you can add on.
Does that go under current or advancement?
I would. Okay, here's the way that works. So we are at war here, and I kind of have some special rules when it comes to karma and killing in battle for war. Within the Marvel universe, if you kill somebody within the phase rip system, if you kill somebody, anything that is in your regular karma rank there, you lose all of it.
So basically, Punisher and Wolverine always have 0 karma.
Pretty much, right.
But we're playing before the comic book code was written.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you won't lose all of it. If you do kill, there will be some karma loss, and that's just basically kind of the moral conundrum of being a superhero in this reality. If it is in your advancement fund, you don't lose any of it, but you can't spend anything in the advancement fund for just regular dice rolls. So if you call karma to bump yourself up, you can't pull that out of advancement fund. So once you
Advancement
push
is
it,
like XP, we can use it to raise our abilities later.
right,
Okay.
yeah. So once you push it over to advancement fund, it gets locked and can only be used to advance the character. If you leave some in your just regular karma, then you could spend that willy-nilly throughout the game. So it kind of becomes a balance of, okay, how much am I going to shift over to karma pool, and how much is going to be, or I'm sorry, advancement, and how much is going to be just my regular pool that I'm going to pull from adventure to adventure.
Okay.
So it's like XP and what do you call it, inspiration, but it's one or the other.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Arcane, I'm going to grant you an extra 10 karma points for the diplomacy that you used there in speaking with Farouk.
Cool. Thank you.
You said 45, right?
45, correct.
Okay.
All right, so the next morning, you guys wake up, maybe take a quick bath in the communal bathroom that is there at the hotel, and head out to meet Ahmed. Now, for those of you that are Marvel buffs, Ahmed Al-Jabbar is this guy's name, and if you might potentially recognize him as the guy that was the mentor to Ororo Monroe Storm when she was a child on the streets of Cairo. So he meets you guys on the outskirts of Egypt with several camels. And then you guys begin your journey into the desert. And it takes about 3.5 hours on the path that he leads you out there. And off in the distance, you see what appears to be an oasis. And it really looks like it's just a figment of your imagination and your eyes kind of playing tricks on you. There are kind of faint dancing lights that kind of look like an aurora borealis. I can't say that correctly. And they shimmer above kind of a large rock protrusion jutting out of the sand that's surrounded by this beautiful oasis of palm trees and a small pond, and you can kind of make out what looks like a cascading waterfall. And like I said, it seems like an illusion, but the closer you get, it is indeed tactile, not the mirage that your eyes keep trying to convince you of.
Well, this is not natural.
And once you get close enough, you can actually even spot out that there is a small fire going close to a little shack that's maybe a few meters from the edge of the pond, with a dwindling fire burning not far from the shack. And I'm going to pull you to your first map. How about that? There you are. And again, you can use your mouse to scroll in and out to kind of give you a better view. I kind of had you honed in there where you could see where you guys were, but if you scroll out, you should be able to see the whole map there. So you can see the little pool and the little shack. Looks like there's a couple of tents off to the side there as well, and a little fire burning.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try some magic.
Okay.
I'm going to try, let's see, I think I'm going to try life detection. Yeah, life detection.
Okay.
So, throw a... Well, let's see, that's remarkable.
All right, so you got a green.
Yep.
You detect life, but at least in the area that's visible to you here, seems to be only animal life. You're not really detecting a human presence here, but the fire certainly suggests that there was someone here recently.
Okay. Well, I'll pause for a moment and I'll turn and I'll say, I don't think he's here, or at least I can't sense him.
The hermit is here, Ahmed says,
Oh.
but this is as far as I go.
Has this always been out here?
As far as I can remember, yes. But it's odd. It's not always in the same place.
Okay, that is odd. Sure.
It's the weirdest mission.
But I will wait here with the camels if you wish to explore.
Okay.
Sure. Well, if he ain't around, we could just grab the pearl and leave a little IOU or something.
Sure.
Or just, leave some money,
Yeah, like I said, an IOU. Oh, I guess we could actually leave the money. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah, some greenbacks.
technically money is an IOU, so yeah, we are on the same page.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Maybe this will be easier than we thought.
So
No, it's not.
Veteran X will cross the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can move freely around here. Now, the way the squares work on here, movement in the Marvel game is a little bit different. They do it by areas. And there's really no way for me to kind of delineate areas in here other than saying one area is basically a 5 square square. So every 5 squares that you move is technically one area that you're moving through. None of you guys really have any like travel powers of any sort other than Mr. Arcane, who has flight, and you've got flight of remarkable. With your flight of remarkable, just about everywhere on this map is pretty much free reign. So you can move faster than the other guys for sure. I'd have to look up real quick to see, what the range is on that. I don't know if you looked at the table.
Yeah, it's 9 is the
9.
maximum.
Okay.
But I'd need a yellow feet or whatever to get 9.
Okay.
But it's 3 the first round. I think normal speed is 5 areas, so that's still faster.
Sure.
And then like max speed is 9, but I'm there's acceleration, deceleration.
Yeah, and that'll come into play, when we need it to. Obviously, now you're not flying, so the max that you guys can traverse in a round is 3 areas.
Yeah.
So a total of 15 squares. But we're not in combat, so you just feel free to move freely where you want to go.
Well, I'll go with him.
Does Veteran X still have his rocket pack?
Oh, that's right. We did talk about that. I couldn't remember. I thought you had said, did we there was something that we took off. Yeah, you've got your rocket pack. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're excellent.
He's going to take it out of his duffel bag and strap it on, but he doesn't take to flight.
Okay, got it.
And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pull out the M919 as well, since we're out of the city, and wrap a belt around his arm of bullets.
All right.
But he keeps it down.
So it's that kind of party. Oh, okay. All right.
Lovely little.
Oh no.
Does
am I being too aggressive, guys?
No.
Is this wrong? He just gestures to the gun. Is it too much?
No. There could be bandits. There could be all sorts of things.
Hey man,
I have a service revolver that I will probably also have out just in case.
And also, I want to give Ahmed over there something to think about.
Hey man, this seems like soldier shit. I'm no soldier, so I don't know. You do. Yeah, we should do soldier stuff.
Yeah. So there's that tent and stuff over that way, and we got some rocks and things. I think if we're looking for Ahmed, we should try the tent first.
Sure. Yeah.
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 I mean, that's where I'd be if I was Ahmed.
Do I see a bunch of Ferris items over there near the tent that I can? Now that I'm getting a little closer, like, is there like I don't know, like I don't know, any kind of Ferris items that I can see?
Like metal type
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he's got like little steel posts, that are holding
Sure.
up the two tents outside, and rusty nails holding the shack together and so forth.
Sure.
But nothing.
No
of any-
vehicles or anything, or
Nope.
nothing like that,
Nothing
right?
of any note. There's a little cart off the back, that but it's mostly made of wood.
Sure. Okay. Cool. No reason. Hey, so did the human tank talk about turning into a tank to Hank, or no? I don't recall.
I don't know that that's
No,
necessarily been brought up.
I have not revealed my powers yet.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
really a secret identity thing.
Yeah.
It's
No,
pretty
that's cool.
damn obvious, but I also don't go around saying, "Hey, by the way, if we get into trouble, I turn into a 7."
No, that's totally cool. I honestly I couldn't remember if it came up or not. I mean, he pulls out a a jetpack and a rifle, and I didn't know, and you pull out a pistol, so that's fine. Okay. Okay.
Since I can only stay in tank form for a limited period of time, I tend to save it for when I absolutely have to smash something.
Sure.
All right. So now where are we heading?
Oh well, I think we said we were heading.
I'm going to go through. I'm going to go through the gate here,
Mm-hmm.
and basically go to this tent where I'm
Mhm.
standing in front of it, and sort of stick my head in there, and say, "Do we know the hermit's name?"
Nope.
Yeah,
Anybody
in
can
I mean, we told it's in
Yeah,
Sabah
it
Nur?
was given to us.
His name was not given to you.
It wasn't.
Oh.
No, but he protects the tomb of In Sabah Nur.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. My bad. I goofed that.
It's,
The tomb,
He's
right.
the wizard of the black sand.
All right, so you poke your head, Jake, into the shack.
And
Um,
I will say, "Hey, guys said there was some dancing girls here."
And there's no answer. Doesn't seem to be any movement in there either.
Is it completely dark in there?
No, there's a little lantern inside. It's still daytime, but there is a lantern that's burning some oil.
Okay, they're still all the way back there, huh?
Well, no. Well, I mean, I would have walked up
Okay.
closer.
I'm not gonna, just stick my head in what could be a trap completely alone. I want friends with me, so they can also get hurt. So before I go in there, I'm going to go also look at the other one.
Mhm.
Is maybe this where the dancing girls are?
And those are open tents. And it looks like that might be someplace, where, he maybe keeps, some food that he doesn't keep inside the house with him, some grain, and barley and stuff like that. It looks like the other tent might be someplace where, perhaps a horse, might be kept as well. So nothing of any note there.
So nothing here looks like this is where he lives, and right there is his, jewel box where he keeps the pearl, huh?
Well, the shack, you just kind of poked your head in real quick, so we haven't really gotten a good look in there just yet.
Oh. All right, okay. So this is not where the horse is, where I'm standing now.
Right. Yeah, that's the actual shack right there.
And well, I'll go in. If there's no one in there, there's no one in there.
Okay.
I'm going in pretty cautiously. I'm trying to be open so that it doesn't look like I'm sneaking in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in
Hello?
there, hello, just gonna poke my head in here.
Yeah, no
look
answer.
around.
As you look around, though, the shack seems to be pretty well kept and appears to belong to someone who sees themselves as a shaman of some sort. There's magical potions and tomes that lie neatly on the shelves of
Oh, he's gonna
bookcases
be
and
into this.
tables.
I turn back to Mr. Arcane and say, if you want books, we found books.
Oh, okay. Well, I go in there also.
All right. So you take a look around, and yes, there are numerous books in here, and the writings appear to be in various languages that, if you make a reason feat,
Okay.
perhaps you might be able to kind of figure out maybe what
Oh,
these are.
Jeebus. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's a one. Yeah, no
yep,
idea.
those are
No clue.
books.
Those are
Yeah,
books, and you can't read them.
yeah, those are definitely books. I'm not familiar with this material.
Is there anything there that looks like, might have a pearl in it?
There is a box uh, on the table in the center of the room that is open, and it has like a velvet lining on the inside and a little divot in the middle that looks like it would house something ovular,
Something spherical, something pearl-esque.
but it is
Okay.
empty.
Yeah. Okay, this doesn't seem to, he seems to be carrying it around with him. Let's try, maybe over by those rocks. He's got to be here somewhere. There's still oil in the lamp. They just don't last forever, so.
I grab the box
Okay.
and I'll put that in my satchel.
hmm
What's the
Well,
swirly thing here? Is this just sand or does it look weird?
we're talking about like right in this area here.
No, I guess you can't see my cursor.
Oh, I can, but I
No.
may not be in the. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, it's just sand. Yeah.
does this look like the tomb? I mean, it's supposed
Well,
to be.
if you're
From
kind
here,
of
do I
looking
see all the
around,
bones? From this perspective, am I seeing the
yeah,
bones?
you see some just kind of a bones of some odd creature off in the distance over there. Yeah.
That's
Uh,
gonna get my attention.
yeah. If you didn't know any better, it almost looks like a dragon.
Well, I know better.
But
So
as you are passing by Mr. Arcane,
Uh-huh.
and you were kind of saying, "Is this the tomb?" Like you were
Yeah.
looking at this little rock formation, kind of as you were passing, and off in the distance, right behind that, is where that little pool was.
Gotcha.
You see that
Oh, okay.
outjutting, just right, kind of hidden by some of the trees there, and it looks like it's got some like an Egyptian carving of some sort of statue. You can just sort of make out like a head shape
Oh,
just
okay.
over the trees there.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will come back over this way if I see something that looks, you know, tomb-like.
When you come around the corner there, there's that kind of tall bushes and trees that kind of obscure the area, but you can easily kind of get around the opposite side there on the right to kind of peer at whatever that formation is. It
Do
is
we actually see
indeed,
this glowy green animation thing here?
it's water there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, it's not kryptonite. Okay.
Not kryptonite.
Oh no.
um, and so just beyond the pool, you see a large statue of what appears to be an Egyptian pharaoh. And he has a face that looks almost like it has like a painting on it, where his mouth kind of curves down and around his chin just a little bit, and has a very, very menacing and stern look about him.
Uh,
And
Um,
beneath him, like at his feet, he's basically seated upon a throne. At his feet, you can see the entrance to what you would assume would be the tomb.
well, this certainly seems to be the tomb of a pharaoh, although I am no archaeologist, but if it looks like a duck,
Yeah. No, it doesn't look like a duck. It looks like a pharaoh. Uh,
I thought some evil wizard was supposed to be guarding the entrance to the tomb.
When you say that,
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
you are suddenly kind of alerted to just this very faint dum, 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 like a drumming sound coming from the tomb. He's barely audible. I mean, you can just barely hear it.
Y'all hear that?
I do.
yeah.
Um, okay. Well, he's not in his shack. We haven't seen him. He seems to have the pearl,
Would
which,
he bring it into the tomb with him?
well, to hear Mr. Farouk tell us, it is a bit of a scrying device, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and I
So
totally know what
he may know.
scrying means.
Yeah, he can see the future with it, maybe, or certainly see faraway things. You know, like us standing outside the tomb, or the fact that we were coming. So
Weirdest
Yeah,
mission.
that makes sense now. Okay.
now I am no well, okay, I am a little bit of an expert, but
Nothing about any of this makes any sense.
well,
I've seen some stuff, okay?
what do I think that drumming is? Is it like an impact, or is it like sound? Like, is it just
Make
like
a
actual
reason
drums?
feat.
Uh,
Oof.
Jeeves.
See, you're paying for it now.
I am not sure what that sound is, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
no.
sound great.
It sounds ominous.
Well, it sounds like we have to go in there.
Yep.
I'll lead the way.
Or we could try and call him out. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. You two, I'm sure, know way more about this than I do.
Okay, let's just head on in there. I think you seem to know all this Egyptian stuff. Maybe you should go in first. Me and the other guy will have you back.
Nah, that's all right. I'll lead the way. I want to keep Mr. Books a lot here safe and
Okay.
on hand.
All right.
Oh, well, if we
We can go
expect
with that
danger,
plan.
I have a thing for that. So,
But
uh,
a book?
no. Well, I mean, I suppose it did come from a book originally. Um, you know what? I'll spend a little karma on this one because I'm tired of failing. So, so I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast energy control magnetism
Okay.
for a magnetic shield.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just I'll spend the 10.
Okay. Yeah, and anytime you do call karma, you do have to spend at least 10, whether or not you succeed or not. So anytime you call it, make sure and take 10 points off, at least. So it takes you up to an 85, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
on the
still
remarkable column,
mid.
still a yellow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still mid yellow. That's fine. I'll just spend the 10. I'm satisfied with
Mhm.
that. So
Okay. All right. So
okay.
you bring up a shield. Now, is that visible in any way to the others?
You know, well, let me just read real quick. I don't.
You can determine that, whether it is or not.
You know what? doesn't really say.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say. I think in the under the power rank. But
Yeah.
as I'm sitting here and you were asking about ferrous materials and so forth, I'm wondering perhaps when you enact that if from the sands
Yeah,
themselves,
certainly. Yeah.
you pull up just these little minuscule particles that
Yeah.
just come up out of the sand and begin to swirl around you.
Yeah. Sure.
And that could certainly be the visual representation of your
I mean,
shield.
you can pull iron out of. I mean, you can pull iron out of dirt with a
Hmm.
magnet. So I would say this would be way more powerful than that. So,
Hmm.
yeah, certainly he casts a spell and he says, "Okay, I think I'm ready for this now."
Okay. All right, so we're entering the tomb, yes?
Yep.
All right, we're moving to a new map. I just so happen to have a map of a tomb. How about that?
Oh, weird. Oh,
All right. Now, from your vantage point, you see only a small portion of this, and what I've done for you guys here in your tokens is given you basically kind of a vision that you can how far you can see in this tomb. So again, you can move around kind of freely, but I would say if VedX is taking point, he's going to be the one leading the group. So we probably want to let VedX do the first part of the exploration. And then if you guys want to follow him around.
and here's the exit down here, right? Is that what I'm looking
Yes,
at?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been where you guys
Okay.
would have entered. All right, and then as you come around the corner there, you see two little chambers off to the side, both of which have hieroglyphs, written on the walls. Unfortunately, I don't think any of you, well, Mr. Arcane perhaps might be able to give some sort of,
You know what,
translation.
let's see. Isn't there? So I know Doug has that language power. I don't know where that is. Yeah, you know what? I'll just roll a. I'll just roll a magic roll
Mhm.
to see if I'm getting close to anything, and
And
then
you also have Scholar of Antiquity
I do. Yeah.
Antiquities,
Yep.
so you can add a +1 column shift to that roll.
Okay. Okay. So that'll put me at incredible. Okay. That's green, and I'm trying to find the power man. You know the one I'm talking about, the language
The
power
language
that Doug
power.
Locke
Yeah,
has.
yeah, that's fine. What did you roll? You got a green there.
I got a green on the incredible table.
Basically, what you're getting here, and along the walls as you enter, is a reference to the great apocalypse or the coming apocalypse.
Linguistics.
And yeah. And you see that this in Sabah Nur is intrinsically tied to the word or the idea of apocalypse, the end of all things.
That is not good.
And then in these two little chambers, right smack dab in the middle of both of them, are what appear to be some sort of chest, gilded in gold. They're small, probably about maybe 2 feet square, and have intricate carvings on them as well.
I don't know if I want to screw with that. So I'll relay that to the men at arms. So supposedly this guy is will be responsible for the end of all things, the apocalypse.
This Abin person?
Yeah, yeah, and this is his tomb. I don't know what relation the chests have to that.
I mean, the good news is he's dead, so he won't be causing any apocalypses, right?
I mean, I hope so. I hope so.
Now, the chamber that's off to the left, it looks like the box that's in there has been opened and it is empty. The one to the right is closed.
That's in this chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here? Okay.
Let's peek inside.
You want to peek inside the box?
Yes.
Okay. You open it up, and there's little torch lights that are in this area that are kind of glinting off of the metal of the box. But inside, you see a little bit more of a glimmer, and that box is filled with little gold coins.
Okay. Well, this box is filled with what appears to be gold coins, guys.
Okay.
According to regulations, we're allowed one as a souvenir.
Is that a fact?
One is a souvenir for your friend and maybe for your cousin. Yeah.
Seems like a very loose regulation.
Okay. So FedEx will. God dang. FedEx will
wait a
take
minute.
one
Hold
of the
on.
coins.
Hold on. I've seen The Mummy. Okay, that freaky mummy movie. Is
Yeah,
this cursed?
Yeah. Have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
No.
Well,
I don't
think he
have
means a
time
different mummy
machine.
movie.
I just want to, can you tell if these are cursed? You read books. Do your books tell how to know if something's cursed?
I mean,
yeah, FedEx's hand stops just short of grabbing a coin. Cursed.
I mean, I can take a look and see if they're empowered. I could try that.
Okay.
So I'll walk over there. It's in here, right? It's in this chamber.
Yep. That's correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll walk over there and I'll take a look. I mean, I have Scholar of Antiquities. Are these rare coins that I might know something about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're old Egyptian. Is it doubloons? I think in Egypt.
Oh no, that's Spanish.
Is that
Denari?
Spanish?
Or is that
Denari?
Is it Denari? It's not doubloons. I'm quite certain.
They're old Egyptian coins.
There you go. Rehashing a subject that we moved on from, Goonies would be another good one to reference right now, I think.
Okay. Stater, apparently. Gold staters.
Staters. Okay, there you go.
Never, no,
Yeah. Would never.
Anyway, so I mean, they look like very old Egyptian coins, and so he asked me if they were cursed. Not sure I'm qualified to tell that, but I'll do detect energy detection magic to see if they're magical. Hey,
That's good. 94.
Yeah.
Guys, I gotta step away for just a moment. I sincerely apologize, but I'll be just a few minutes.
Sure. So the coins do appear to be just regular old coins.
Okay.
No magical energies coming off of them.
Okay. Well, I'll pick one up and hold it up to the guys. I'll be like, no, they're just gold staters. I think that's the right word. And he picks up a couple of them. I mean, surely that's valuable.
Sure. And that's not going to be necessarily enough to bump your resources up, but yeah, you can add that to your collection for sure. And nothing seems to happen, so you can
he's
take
not
that
really
and move on.
equipped for that, but I just picked these
I'll
up.
throw
No
a
big
couple
deal.
in my pocket. Send them to the family back home.
All right, so that chamber, nothing much more really to be seen there, just more hieroglyphs and more references to the God King.
Okay. that guy. Okay, well. What is this area here?
All right, so in this area, if you step inside there, within this chamber stand 5 impressive statues made of pure alabaster. The center figure is about 12 feet tall, towering over his loyal subjects, and the placard at his feet reveals him to be in Sabah Nur.
Right.
The 4 smaller 8-foot tall statues are apparently his children. And with your knowledge of, ancient Egypt and antiquities, it's fairly easy to deduce what these are. And oddly, it kind of correlates to something that maybe is a little bit more tied to the Christian religion rather than Egyptian. You see death, pestilence, famine, and war. Death wears the head of Anubis, standing tall and proud. Pestilence is garbed in priestly robes and holds the scales of balance. Famine carries a great bow and has a large spherical head. And war stands ready, head on fire, wielding a battle shield and a sword of flame. I'm going to see if you 3 wouldn't mind rolling an intuition check for me, please.
Sure.
And there is going to be a -3 column shift to that. So whatever your intuition happens to be, you're going to reduce that on your macros down there 3 levels. You son of a bitch.
That was on good.
Look at that. What is going on? And I think human tank.
Yeah, what? I'm sorry, which stat are we rolling here?
Your intuition and -3, so your intuition is good, so that's going to take you down to actually
4.
feeble.
Feeble?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Mr. Arcane and Vet X suddenly become aware of footsteps that are coming in behind you. And Vet X, you're the closest to this particular individual, and if you scroll in, you can see maybe the picture of what is on the token, and you see a gigantic, like 8-foot tall Minotaur wielding an axe coming directly at you. And because you got your intuition, we're now going to roll for initiative.
And since I didn't, I'm still, looking at a statue here.
Right. All right, so now I've activated the combat tracker, which is the fist up there. You'll see dice off to the right-hand side, a 20-sided die, because I couldn't put a 10-sided in there or a 100-sided. And you just click on that die, and it will roll your intuition or your initiative for you.
Looks like I got a 40 or a 4. I couldn't tell.
That's a 4.
Yeah, 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because I rolled at the same time.
Where's this dice that was to roll?
If you go to the combat tracker, which is the fist up on the right-hand corner. And then, yeah, there you go. You got it.
There you go.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you guys
then I've got a +6.
Your pluses are already.
Yep.
So you got a +6. That's pretty darn good. I'll add that to you. So there you are.
Oh.
Human tank, what is your initiative bonus?
0, I believe.
That's your agility, is that right? Or is it?
No, it's initiative bonus on the bottom right, underneath popularity on your sheet.
+0.
Okay, all right.
Mine is
you
+3.
stay at 4, and then +3 for VetX. And let's see what
No, it's
old...
+6, I think.
Oh,
for
+6?
I think you added his +6 to Mr. Arcane.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I
Mine
thought
is
you...
only-
I wasn't looking at who was actually speaking. I was going by voice. So what was yours?
That
FedEx
X
is
is
+6.
there you go.
Okay, and Mr.
And
Arcane?
Mr. Arcane's is +3.
3. Okay, all right. Well, here's what I'm going to do, because I don't think I can enter
Change it
that
again.
in. That definitely would put that X at the top. So
Yep.
there we go. So we're going to do that.
Cool.
And Decimus Furious, the Minotaur, has a +0. Okay, so that X, since he is coming at you, you turn, you see him just raising that thing and just charging at you. What would you like to do?
Open fire with the M919.
Okay.
He's just going to pull that trigger, and it's an absolute fear response.
All right, so that is going to be an agility roll. And you, I think, have guns as a talent, correct?
Marksman.
Marksman.
+1 CS agility for shooting.
There you go. All right, so you're going to add +1 column shift to your agility to make this attack. All right, we got a green. Okay, so that is a hit.
Okay. Let's see. Old reliable, modified M19.
Let's see, and his agility is remarkable. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Can pierce up to remarkable material strength, can cause an additional EX heat damage upon impact. Possible total of 50 points of damage. It doesn't say what the base damage is, I don't think. It says can cause an additional EX heat damage. Rocket pack, helmet.
Let me pull your sheet up here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's there.
Okay, no, so it does remarkable damage.
Okay.
And then can do an additional excellent on top of that on impact. So a total of 50 points potential, as long as it goes through whatever defenses he has. So basically, if he's got remarkable body armor or incredible body armor and it doesn't pierce, then he does not take the damage from the heat. As long as it gets through his armor, then
he takes the damage from the heat.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so am I rolling with remarkable damage?
Nope. It
Just
will automatically do that. You made your attack. It hits.
Okay.
He attempts to dodge, so he rolled a green to dodge that.
Oops.
And that's going to take 2 away from your column shift. So you were rolling on the amazing table, and you got a 27. So
Wait, when did I roll amazing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not?
My agility is incredible.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. All right. So there's your. Oh, but you did a +1 column shift on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
my mistake. Okay.
So that was the first level of green, and he takes 2 away from that with his dodge, which puts you in the white, so that means it misses. So it did not make purchase.
Okay, but I did make noise, so
You did make some noise.
Did make
Yeah.
noise.
All right,
Don't forget
so
you can move too.
Mr. Arcane, you may go.
Okay.
So he's got a big giant axe.
He does.
And is it does it look metallic, or does it look like stone, or something?
It is certainly metallic, yes.
Okay. All right. So I am going to use my. I'm going to cast a spell again. I'm going to use energy control magnetism, and I'm going to try and basically disarm him. I'm going to try and snatch the axe out of his hand.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to try. And that it's remarkable. So I'll use karma for this.
Okay.
So.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Let's see here. So 71, remarkable. I guess I'll just spend the 10 because
Okay.
that would be expensive to get to red. But yeah, so I'll stay with what I got.
All right. Now this is a contest of strength, basically. He's holding on to it. You're trying to pull it out of his hand with your power. So he's going to roll strength to try to hang on to it. You got a 70, which is a yellow. Now, there's a difference in your strength and his. Since he matched yours, and he is stronger than you, or the power that you were using, he does hang on to that. But you see, it pulls his arm a bit, and he does kind of react with a little bit of confusion to that. Now he has made his action for this round, so with the dodge that took his action away. So we now will go to human tank.
Excellent.
I've got the axe, sort of. And he's like pulling it, like trying to pull it towards him.
I shout, "Tank on!" and transform into a 7-foot-tall armored, colossus. It sort of it isn't really slick and smooth like modern armored heroes. It's more like almost literally armor plates bolted to his skin, except it is his skin. He's not wearing armor. This is his skin. And
I'm picturing like angles and rivets.
Yes.
Yeah.
And since we're in the same area, if this was an area-based map, I am just going to run up and, it's tanking time. And I believe that is fighting.
Correct. And then do you have any pluses?
I have martial arts, which gives me a +1, so I will actually be up to remarkable fighting.
Okay.
And I don't see where that is. Okay, I hit a green.
All right. And since he can't dodge now, then that will hit. What is your strength?
Incredible.
Okay, so 40 points of damage. And let's see, I don't think he... All right, cool. Now, in taking damage, just so you guys know, if you right-click on your token, it'll pull up like a little menu there. At the very bottom, shows your health. If you highlight that, then you can enter in your new health if you take damage.
Cool.
How do you make it go away?
You just click off of it. Yeah.
Click the character again.
Well, if I can get this to work, there we go. All right. So you took him down a little notch, and now we'll roll back around to the top of the next round. So that will then take us back to Vet X.
So it looked as if my punch did get through to him.
Yes, it did. And I'm going to move you just a skosh closer since you are in direct combat with him. I'll put you right in there if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna try to kick him in the stomach.
Okay.
Move my sheet over. How's that?
Ooh, that's pretty good. Got a red there. And with that, that is a...
yeah, I have a...
it's a slam, right?
Yeah, also I got a smorgasbord of martial arts techniques to choose from that I didn't use, but I guess a red is a red, right?
Red's a red there, for sure. That'll pump you up.
On a stun slam, ignore endurance.
Right.
Ooh.
So, he is going to roll at this point.
No, and ignore body armor.
Yes, right.
Groovy.
So he's going to roll at this point to see if he can dodge that, which he will not be able to do, but that's going to take his action away. And what's his agility again? I forgot. Let me pull him back up. Okay. And he got a white. All right, so you hit. You certainly damage. What's your strength again?
Remarkable.
Okay. All right, took him down another notch. Now, this is a potential stun, so we roll for endurance on Decimus to see if he is stunned. Got a yellow, no stun. That also counts towards the next level down, which would be the slam, so there's no slam there either, but you did at least damage him. And then we go to Mr. Arcane.
Okay, well, I'll continue my struggle with the axe because I'm hoping that, if I'm pulling on it, it'll make it at least harder for him to hit the guys. So I will try again to get the axe from him. No.
Oof.
Nope.
Okay. And
My concentration.
human tank.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
Human tank, yes. I'm pretty much one-trick pony when it comes to these sorts of things, so I'm just gonna punch him.
Okay.
You're gonna go down, Mr. Bullhead.
Oh,
Yeah.
a swing and a miss.
But not today.
So you take a good swing at him, and it just misses his chin. He's a little bit taller than what you thought he actually was.
Ugh.
And then we roll once again back to Vedex.
I'm gonna shoot him again. That's what I'm gonna do. Just get over here.
Oh my god!
Get some! Get some!
That is crazy, dude. Okay,
Can you stun lock him?
That's a
Apparently you
potential kill.
Oh my. Well, is he using a lethal weapon? I guess.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Done.
that's definitely lethal.
can. Yeah, I'd say that rifle's a lethal weapon.
M919.
Oh my lord!
Basically a 50 cal machine gun. What the?
Did you
And
see
the
what he
white.
rolled? That's a white.
We're about to find out what this dude had for breakfast.
All right, so that takes him down to 0 health. What he does now is he rolls to see if he is actually dying. He is not, but he is out for sure. So you light him up, just dunk, 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 dunk. And I mean, those bullets just pepper his torso, and you're at point blank range, and it just blasts out the back of him, and he just slumps down to the floor in just a pool of bloody, gutty mess.
All right. He blows the smoke off the tip of his gun. Looks at the other guys like,
Good job.
yeah.
Good job.
I softened him up for you.
Oh wait, what did I just kill? Was this a? I mean, just this counts as a bull, right? It's
Yeah. Well, bull man. I'm transforming back.
nah, not a man. No, just a bull. It's yeah. It's not one of God's creatures.
Yeah, well, not one of our
Man,
gods,
last I checked, it
but
was.
maybe one of these gods.
Well, I walk over to the body
Mm-hmm.
and see, I mean, what am I looking at here?
I mean, it is a humanoid bull man.
So it's a Minotaur,
Mhm,
right?
yeah.
It's a
Mhm.
Minotaur myth, right? I don't suppose that's common knowledge at this point, right?
Yeah, not really. I
No,
mean,
the
with
Greek
the,
myths are
I mean,
pretty
from
well
mythology, sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, even back then, was Edith Hamilton's mythology being taught in the high schools back then?
known. Oh, I'm sure. Maybe. I actually don't know. Hold on. 'Cause
Oh.
we got it in our high school. Actually, grade
Well,
school.
I mean,
How old are you?
Common now.
I wasn't alive in the 1940s, but she died in 1963, so it would not surprise me.
Okay, well, I mean, I think Mr. Arcane would recognize that maybe as a Minotaur from myth, right?
Yes.
Or that's what it looks like to him.
Sure.
Arcane certainly would.
Yeah.
The rest of us may or may not, depending on how many, whether we read Weird Tales or Doc Savage.
Right.
So the axe, does that look ancient or does it look kind of modern?
It definitely looks ancient, and I'm going to have you roll a reason feat.
Okay. Do I get to use my scholar?
You may. Yep. +1 column shift there.
I think it's 2.
Oh, is it 2 for that one? Okay. Yeah, 2. Okay, good. It is ancient, yes, and it is certainly either Greek or Roman.
Okay. Well,
But does Mr. Arcane share this with us?
yeah, I'm getting ready to do that. So you were looking at a bona fide Minotaur of myth, complete with ancient Greek, Roman. I'd have to compare it to some other items, but
we're
battle axe.
Well, I wasn't much on geography when I was in school, but learning where people are trying to kill me has kind of made me pay a little more attention to it. And this ain't where Romans lived. We're in
Well,
Egypt.
I mean,
Greek,
no,
but
no. I mean,
Or
not
Greeks.
Romans.
It's Egypt.
Minoans. Yeah, we're here trying to stop a dead wizard from using magical things from the Bible.
So what you're
difference does
saying
it
is
make?
I shouldn't really worry about how a Roman axe got in an Egyptian tomb. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm sorry.
So you're telling me I shouldn't really worry too much about how a Roman axe got in an Egyptian tomb because everything's already kind of,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I mean, this, like I've said, this is the weirdest damn mission I've ever been on, and
You got a point.
I mean, to be fair, it could be Greek, but
As my Sarge kept telling me, I ain't getting paid to think.
I mean, if we're being precise. Okay, so I mean, I don't know if you want that or not, but
That's a little big for a souvenir.
okay.
I might pick it up on the way home. Granddaddy might want
It
it.
would make a nice museum piece.
I just get this feeling some guy in a fedora should be around here.
I
I
was
don't know
thinking
why.
Granddaddy might want to hang it in the barn, but
Sure. Okay, so that's that. I'll kind of take a moment and assess, and I go back and look. None of these statues have moved by any chance. I'm just
Nope.
checking.
fair
Didn't
question
move.
somehow.
I mean, I figured that was next, but you never know. So
We need
Okay.
to look more closely at the writings on the wall.
I mean, I'll scan them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
See if-
in here, I mean, it pretty much just speaks of apocalypse and his children, his 4
Some
horsemen.
Revelation type shit there,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
With the horsemen. Okay. Well, to paraphrase, and he sweeps his arm across the whole thing. Bad. Real bad. End of times. Revelations. Bad. All right. There you go. That is the high strokes.
Did we just kill a demon?
No, he's a Minotaur. Well, no, he's a Minotaur. Minos,
All
cursed. Minotaur. I mean, this is a tomb. I suppose it's a bit of a maze. That fits, I guess.
All right. Well, let's go kill some more Minotaurs.
I mean, I hope not. I'd rather not us have. Well, anyway, you soldier on, soldier.
Okay. This just another mission.
This is not my usual thing, so I will defer.
Okay, I'm having a little trouble getting a hold of my guy. Why is that?
Oh, are you make sure you're clicking on token controls. If you've clicked on anything else on the other side menu, you won't be able to access your character. So
Okay, yes, I don't think I did, but I might have on accident. Let's see. Get over here, token. Yeah, it looks like I did grab something. I've got 2 highlighted menus opened up, or highlighted.
there should be one that if you hover over it, it looks like just the head of a person and the
Yeah,
shoulders.
on the far left over there,
Yeah,
maybe
but
underneath
the square is also highlighted.
I think you're okay there.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
Sure.
so select token. Well, hang on.
Let me see if I can move him real quick. Yeah, I can move him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh wait. Okay, I see what.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to grab human tank is what was wrong.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so are you leading the group again?
Yeah.
Okay. So you come to that
let
little
you know,
crossroads.
I'm probably going to need to head off soon.
Oh, okay.
It's 11. I got to get up for work tomorrow.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Well, if we need to, we can call it here in a little bit, and then pick up wherever we left off. For the next session. That's if you guys are fine with that.
I have no problem with that. I got work in the morning too, but I don't mind staying up an hour late. Once a week or however often we do this. But yeah, if y'all want to call it here, we can call it here. It seems like a pretty good spot, really.
And hopefully they'll give us a chance to get our 4th guy in for.
We lost Mr. Arcane. Okay.
Yeah, he stepped away there for a minute, so we can kind of move on just a little bit, at least till he gets back, and then we can figure out what we're gonna do.
Sure.
So Vedex, you've kind of come to a bit of a crossroads there. There's a hallway that goes up here to the north, and then one to the east.
Yeah, I think we're gonna head north.
Okay. All right. There's another little chamber off to your left there, and inside here there are just a few little artifacts, but nothing that really seems to be of any note. A lot of it was made of wood and cloth and has deteriorated quite a bit over the years. So in there, not too much. Now, moving up into the hallway where you're at right now, as you come around that corner, you see another torchlight just off to your left down there, but you are standing now next to a door. Do you see the lock that's right there?
I do.
Okay. There's a door there, and it is a large kind of gold inlaid door that has hieroglyphs on it.
Okay, definitely want to. Well, Mr. Arcane can't read hieroglyphs. Even though it's a gold door, he's gonna stop and listen.
You can hear water behind there. It just kind of like a trickling kind of water, almost as though maybe you were standing next to a swimming pool.
All right, guys, I think I hear water on the other side of this door.
Sorry.
Okay, you mean like if we hit it, we're gonna get hit with a big tidal wave in the face, or like?
No, more like a dripping. Like a stream or a faucet.
Okay.
Can you hear it? Listen.
Okay, so you want us to just break the door down?
Yeah, well, we could try, opening it first.
Hey, you guys are no fun.
Let's see what's on the other side.
Yeah, Vedex is gonna open the door.
Okay. You reach out for the door. There's a handle mechanism there that is kind of inset into the door. Grab hold and pull on it, and the door comes open towards you.
Okay.
There you go. And now, if you click on it, you can actually open the door. There you are. And inside here, you see basically a large pool in the center of this room. It's a circular antechamber with many intricate carvings on the walls depicting the people of Egypt in a great cataclysm. On the far wall, you see a large man dressed in blue with a menacing look on his gray face, and this, for certain, is in Sabah Nur. He is regal, royal, and seems to be commanding the elements to lay waste to the people down below. He is surrounded by 4 other powerful-looking warriors, each of which sits astride a great beast of fire. In direct contrast to the horrors depicted on the wall, there's a beautiful crystal clear pond or pool in the center of the chamber.
Well, would you look at all this?
Huh.
Where is the statue or the image?
Image is over here on this wall right there.
Okay, I'll go look.
Okay. And in looking at this, it really does seem to be the apocalypse of Christian legend, that the 4 horsemen are basically laying waste to the people of Egypt. And as you guys have moved further into the room, I need you to roll an intuition for me once again.
Yeah, intuition is not really what he does.
All right. You hear the clanking of gears. And
well, they do.
And you spot Mr. Arcane over your shoulder. When you hear that, you instinctively look over your shoulder, and that door that you had come in is now closing rather quickly.
Does it have any metal components that I can see, or is it all stonework? Or
it seems to be made of stone, but it has some gold inlay. But I don't think gold is going to. Yeah, I don't think gold is going to work.
If it is pointed out to me that it is closing, I am going to run in my human form to the door.
Okay, so you said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, I mean, I should be able to run through the door.
Okay. This will be an endurance check for all 3 of you.
Okay.
Well, I was going to stop at the door and try to hold it up. Tank form, but
okay, yeah, and to get there, it's still going to be an endurance to basically beat it.
I said I was running in my human form because my tank form is slower. So hopefully, hey,
I will spend karma.
Okay.
Oh, the good that I did. Okay, good.
All right, so
you can spend karma after you roll, right?
Nope, can't do it after you roll. You gotta call.
You have to call. You have to say.
Now, I'm a nice GM, and if you want to go ahead and spend karma, in this first session after you've rolled, if you forgot, I will allow it if need be. But you did get a yellow.
You all made yellows,
so VedX and Human Tank certainly made it there in time. Now, Human Tank, you said you were going to try to keep it from closing.
Once
correct?
I got there in my human form, I'm going to tank on and try to get my hands under it and push it back up.
Okay. So then
go ahead.
You will roll strength then to keep it open.
I am going to spend some karma on that as well. So I have to tell you how many points I'm spending, I assume.
Well, you roll, and then you can say how many you're spending to get it up to the next level.
So the reason I keep saying I'll just spend the 10 is you always have to spend at least 10.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I roll my normal column and then spend karma to get up to the next result level.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Not column level. So.
Right.
Great. So
okay.
Okay, so what do I need to get a yellow result?
All right, so you rolled on the incredible column and a 27. That actually, I think, you just need to spend the 10, and that'll get you up.
Just like me for remarkable. So 10 will put me at A yellow. All right, a green. I'm sorry, green. Green.
Okay.
Okay, I made notes on my character sheet about my karma, and I actually put stuff in the notes column. And they're not there anymore. Like,
Uh-oh. What happened there?
Is there an autosave? I assumed there was an autosave.
Yeah, there should be an autosave. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't happen. Yeah, I would try to type something in there again and then close out of the character sheet and then open it back up and see if it appears.
This time it did.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Okay, so you catch up to the door, tank on, and catch it just as it's starting to kind of come closed. And you're
up, and I'm hoping to hear the sound of ancient mechanisms that have been preserved for thousands of years breaking.
With your amazing strength.
No, my incredible strength.
Incredible strength, sorry. You are able to hold it open and with some effort begin to push it back to at least allow the others to go through if that is their intent.
Oh yeah, that's my intent. I don't want to get trapped in there.
Okay, I was thinking we'd want to just make sure it's forced open permanently. But if I see Vedex and Mr. Arcane running under it, I'm going to just say to hell with it, duck under, and then let it drop.
Okay. All right, are you guys going back out into the hallway then? All right.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that was like I was successfully able to do it.
That you might want to move yourself out of there before I let it drop.
Good luck.
Sheet out of the way. Well, if I can get my character sheet out, okay.
If you just double click the top bar, it'll minimize it.
Right.
Okay, why am I seeing two Vedexes on? Okay, that's why. Okay.
All right, there we go. And then the door goes chunk and slams behind you. You can hear on the other side the water now rushing into the area. And ever so slightly, you hear almost like an electrical buzz.
Oh, I think we made the right choice.
We have chosen wisely.
All right, so you're back in that hallway, and you do see another chamber directly across from you with a torchlight lighting it up. Inside this particular chamber is a single large golden gilded chest, and it has two falcons facing out on the top to kind of form a handle. It's about 6 feet long by 3 feet wide.
Does this look suspiciously like the Ark of the Covenant from that movie that won't come out for another 60 years?
It resembles it. It is not it, but it does resemble it, yes.
I remember this description from the Holy Bible in Genesis.
Exodus.
There you go. The Jewish part of the Bible.
Yes.
The Jewish part.
No, I'm not going to open it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I am curious. So I'll go over there and I'll do some magic.
It could contain the Ten Commandments. I mean, what could be more tempting to a bibliophile?
I mean, that would be quite a piece to have in my shop. So I'll roll energy detection magic to see if there's anything, particularly crazy about the chest.
Yeah, it's magical. And what did you get? What color?
Okay, so that's a yellow on remarkable, and let's see here. I did have it pulled up.
That's good. You're yellow. So you recognize that this is some sort of trigger spell.
Ooh. Yeah. Now that is probably a trap. So I don't know that I would want to tamper with that. I'm not especially prepared for containing that.
I mean,
Is it? You
it
said
might
it's
be our
golden.
mission.
I'm sorry.
It might be our mission.
I
I
don't
mean, it
think
could
so.
be.
I'm pretty sure the pearl is with that guy. He wouldn't just take it out, drop it in here, and then vanish.
Right.
Our mission includes any number of holy artifacts, as I recall.
Yeah, there is that. We're gonna need to get this on a camel. In that case, it looks heavy. Gold is heavy.
Well,
I can carry
I mean,
it.
we just sprang one trap, and I'm telling you that smacks of
Trap.
a trap. Yes.
Hmm.
Now, am I correct? It's hard to say. Is it so? The chest is. You said golden, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Does it seem to be gold, or is it just?
It's
I mean, does it look
probably
golden?
it definitely looks golden, yes, and it has a
Okay.
certain sheen and it glistens in the light without a doubt. But you're pretty good at being able to discern like gold leaf,
Right.
and it's probably gold leaf.
Well, I mean, it's probably just gold covered. So I mean, we we could stand back, and I mean, probably there's metal or enough metal in it. I could lift the lid
Well,
from here.
if it's not the Ark of the Covenant, then it's not part of our mission.
But yeah, I think it's a trap. I'll be glad to spring that trap from, over here. But
Mhm.
We could catch it on the way out if need be, but
okay,
I'd prefer to go forward with the mission itself.
me too.
All right, so
Okay,
we'll
guys.
call it for tonight, and thank you all very much. And then I will see you guys in 2 weeks. If you want to send me some more descriptors about what your characters look like as soon as you can, that would be great. And then I will get to work on doing some drawings for you guys, and we'll have some tokens that are more representative of your characters.
Yeah,
Cool, man.
I think you got that X when he's in his suit. He carries around the duffel bag that has his jetpack and his gun and his helmet in it. So.
Do you like the helmet?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Yeah, I thought that turned out pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm jumping off.
All right. Good
Hi,
night.
fellas. We'll see you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.